What's going on, Big Blue Nation? Big Pat Sports Talk. With your Giants talk. Mini camp is starting off good, man. Daniel Jones and Kenny Galloday, man. They might be a dynamic duo. We're going to read some reports about their chemistry going on in mini camp. And I'm going to process of what that means for the New York Football Giants this year and how big this combination could be. So tune in. Let's get it.
Super high.
What's going on YouTube? What's going on Facebook? What's going on Instagram? It's your boy Big Pat, Big Pat Sports Talk. With your Giants report today. After Tuesday's practice, it says Kenny Galloday, Daniel Jones chemistry is already off to a good start. That's great news for the New York Giants, man. We need these two guys to be our dynamic duo, man. We need these guys not to go back to the past. Our Eli Manning and Plaxico Burress, man. We need these two guys to be very, very, very good with each other. According to the article, they're already off to a good start. You know, they had a very good Tuesday practice. Galloday, Jones spoke highly of each other after Tuesday's practice, and that's what we want to see, man. That's what we want to see going throughout training camp, throughout the regular season, throughout the playoffs, for years to come. We want these two guys to build on one another. Iron sharpens iron. We want Kenny Galloday to be that number one receiver for Daniel Jones, and we want Daniel Jones to be that quarterback that can make Kenny Galloday one of the top receivers in the league. I want Kenny Galloday to be considered top 5 in the league after this year. I don't know about my Giants constituents and my other fans, how y'all want these guys to be, but I'm quite sure you want these guys to be one of the top quarterback receiver duos in the league for years to come. Let's get to the article. It says the New York Giants prize free agent signing is all about the playbook this year. It says Kenny Galloday told reporters Tuesday that there is one thing he focused on in particular heading into the 2021 NFL season. And I quote, "I pretty much say this every year, just still becoming a better all-around receiver, and that's hands, routes, and this year is going to be the playbook," said Galloday, "and just getting all my alignments and assignments correct." That's a great thing, man. When you come focused, man, you do better, you play better, you look better, team does better, everybody gets better results. We need this guy to be on par with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, we need you to be the quarterback that we all think you can be. We think you could be a 4,000-yard, 20 to 30 touchdown quarterback. All we need you to do is get that pocket presence up, bro. You're athletic as hell. You got a great mind, man. They say you can't read coverages. That's just not true. You were doing what you were told last year. You just have to get a little bit better with your pocket presence, bro. And when you see that blitz coming, let's get some hot routes going. Let's get some hot routes going this year. It also says when Galloday nails down that playbook, quarterback Daniel Jones should be the first one to be excited. He should be. Because now you guys are on par with each other. You know, you need to find each other's ins and outs. You need to find what Galloday does to get himself open. Well, how you guys are going to adjust to certain coverages. What are you guys going to do when you see that coverage? If you see a cover 3, are you going to try to throw deep to Galloway, or are we going to try to get Galloway on a deep dig when you see a cover 2? Are you going to be able to fit it in between that cornerback and that safety? When you see Galloday on one-on-one coverage, are we going to be able to do those back shoulder throws? Are we going to be able to use Kenny Galloday where he can box that DB out, use that big frame and catch that ball, which we all know he can do? And yes, health is an issue, but I believe this guy's totally healthy. We wouldn't have signed him to the contract we did if we didn't feel like he can bounce back from the hip injury. And Daniel Jones, we need you to stay healthy as well, bro. You're key to this offense. You are the key to the offense. I know I say a lot of things about Saquon Barkley being, if he's healthy, he's the key to the offense, but also you're a major key to this offense, Daniel Jones. If you go down, we go down. Plain and simple. So we need both of you guys to stay healthy. But we get back to the article. It says, in fact, Galloday and Jones both spoke about their growing relationship on Tuesday. And I quote, he quotes, he says, "Me and Danny hooked up a few times outside the facility. That's my boy." Hey, look, that might be a simple thing to a lot of people, but hey, when you got guys that are willingly working with each other and trying to learn everybody's tendencies and everything, that's a sign of a team that's under a great leader, Mr. Joe Judge, which they say he's one of the worst coaches in the league, by the way. Blasphemy. But he says, "That's my boy, man. I can't wait to just really work with him deeper in training camp, and especially when the season starts," says Galloday. And you know what? We got some players that got a lot to prove this year, man. Evan Ingram is got to play with a chip on his shoulder. Daniel Jones got to play with a chip on his shoulder. Kenny Galloday, Adoree Jackson, Lorenzo Carter, Zimenez. Got a lot of people coming off injuries, man. Got a lot of people coming off injuries. They got to play with a chip on their shoulder, man. You just do. You got a lot to prove to the people. You got a lot to prove to the Giants organization. Daniel Jones, you got to prove to them that you were worth that number 6 pick and that you're not one of the worst quarterbacks in the league, like they say. Kenny Galloday, you got to prove that you can stay healthy and become that number one receiver. Everybody know that you can be. Adoree Jackson, are you a good corner? Are you a good number 2? Can you stay on the field? Lorenzo Carter, a 3rd-round draft pick, we thought is going to be one of our premier edge rushers. He was playing well before he got injured last year. He has to prove that he can stay on the field. Zimenez, he has to get on the field. I believe he's in danger of getting cut. So we got a lot of players that play with a chip on their shoulder, man. Logan Ryan didn't get a contract until the beginning of the season by us. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. Peppers, he plays with a chip on his shoulder. A lot of people say that he has no position, that he's not a real safety. Blake Martinez, he plays with a chip on his shoulder. They say that he's not a good linebacker. He's just there. But he's consistently almost topping the league in tackles every year. So we got a lot of people that's playing with chips on their shoulder. Sterling Shepard, you got to prove that you can stay on the field and be productive. Evan Ingram, you got to prove that you can just catch. Seriously, man, you got to prove that you can just catch. Like, that's crazy, man. Our coach, even after the year that he had last year, after turning this whole organization around, they still say he's one of the worst coaches in the league. They still say he's one of the worst coaches in the league. And he turned this franchise around. He's the reason why you're even talking about the Giants like this. He's the only reason why you're even talking about the Giants like this, but they say he's one of the worst coaches in the league. So we're one of the most disrespected franchises. And I say sometimes a little bit of it, we do deserve it. We haven't been good for the past 8, 9, 10 years. But you still think, man, we're still one of the most decorated franchises in the NFL. In the NFL, man. Show us how we deserve the respect, but I guess we got to go out there and take it, and I like it just like that. I like it just like that, man. Let's go out here and take our respect. Seriously. We got to play with those chips on our shoulder. Even our number 1 rookie draft pick, our number 20 draft pick, or 21 draft pick, Kadarius Toney. He has to play with a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove. They say that he's not a real receiver. He can't run routes. So he has to prove that he's that guy. Azeez Ojulari, he has to prove it. He was considered almost a top pick at 11 for us. And guess what? He dropped at the end of the second round to us. He has to prove something. He has to prove that he's that monster that everybody thought he was in the beginning before that little report came out. So he has to play with a chip on his shoulder. Rudolph, he has to play with a chip on his shoulder. Our tight end signing. He was phased out in the Vikings offense. But he has a chip to prove. So we got a team full of motivated players, y'all. Believe it or not, we got a team full of motivated players who's out to prove that you guys were wrong about us. And I believe that brings that unit, defense and offense, that whole team together, because everybody has a chip on their shoulder because of things that's been said about them. The doubters, the haters, the downers. They always talking down about the New York Giants. And we're going to change that this year. But to get back to the article, it says the former Pro Bowler said, Kenny Galloday, that he and Jones spent time together a few times during the offseason. Galloday said it was all about getting a feel for each other. It was actually all the receivers chilling, just bonding with the guys and going out there and working out, Galloday said. And that's true, man. That's true. That's one thing I can say about Daniel Jones, man. He is a leader. He'll get his guys. He'll go out there and work and try to find the ins and outs so we can have a great season with these receivers that we have, because we have weapons galore. We do. It says that Jones had some glowing words for Galloday, who put up over 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns in 4 seasons with the Detroit Lions. Over 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns in 4 seasons with the Detroit Lions. And they say this guy never plays. He's always hurt. He's not a number one receiver. He can't separate. But you got over 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns in 4 seasons. But hey, what do we know? Daniel Jones, and he says, in quote, "It's been great working with Kenny so far. You can tell he's a true pro. He understands offensive football. He's still obviously learning our system, but you can tell he's got a good understanding of football and where to be. Kind of timing and understanding concepts," said Jones. And that's what you need from your receiver, man. That's what you need from your receiver. That's what you need from your receiver, man. But this is just a little article that was written, man. They're having a great practice out there, mini camps, man. Daniel Jones, Kenny Galloday, look for them to be in the top 10 of receiver quarterback duos this year. I really think they're going to have a great year together. And they're going to create some of that G-Man magic, man. So let's get it, man. But that's the article on Daniel Jones and Kenny Galloday. They're off to a good start. Hopefully they finish with a great season together. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they both are healthy. And we ball this year, man. But that's the end of this episode of Big Pat Sports Talk. Giants Talk, your Giants report for the day. I'm going to talk my talk no matter what anybody thought. This is Big Pat Sports Talk. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for more of Giants Talk and Giants reports. And peace.